Well, hey Aquarius, we are looking at your life purpose today. And I have got a couple of readings for Scorpio and Leo done, and I kind of know how this is going to roll out. And yeah, I hope you find this helpful. We're going to start with an oracle deck, and then we'll look at the tarot, ask some questions, and clarify. So let's see what couple of cards have already hopped out here. So we have interesting to guard. There's guarded and home. So I'll pull another card, but this makes me think about what does home mean to you and how are you a protector of home? Okay, so that's interesting. Could be on any level, like you're literally your home, your planet, all the way up to that scale. Okay. It feels very intuitive, like magical, like that eye in the hand. It makes me think of like the occult, this kind of stuff, right? Okay. You know what occult simply means? Secret. And a lot of other religions, non-Christian, were labeled occult and associated with evil. This is an excellent strategy for turning us off to things and making us afraid. Okay, so I'm going to pull one card here to add to guarded home. Inspiration. That's really cool. Look at all those roots. Again, I guess I get an earthy feeling about this. It looks like also like a brain. Okay, underlying that, gratitude. One card, gratitude. So there's like this really beautiful contrast between this kind of like protecting the home, which feels a little darker, and then inspiration and gratitude, which are beautiful qualities to bring to this project. So like what it tells me is, Aquarius, that you have your mind, which is your, air, swords, your element, Aquarius, like is a source of inspiration, and that you tend to be understood as forward thinking of all the zodiac you see before us. So that this idea of inspiration, it seems very Aquarius to me. To use your inspiration to guard, to protect home, is what I see here. There's also a little bit of darkness here. So we can see that the home has these dark windows. There may be some secrets about home. It's kind of came in on maybe both Scorpio and Leo that I just did. But so you've been protecting these secrets in some way. I feel like they need to be brought into the light. Inspiration, to me, it feels like to bring light, as does gratitude. And when we bring light into the dark parts of home, like, so if you had stuff in your childhood, when you shed light on it, it will become not a negative, but a positive, right? So that project of transforming something, a secret that you have protected, will become like it liberates you to your creative projects, to your dreams that you may have set aside for fear of something. Will look, and then you will feel gratitude for that you are a person who is shaped by that, and it makes you compassionate and better. So that's what's coming through for me here, Aquarius, when I look at your purpose. Okay, so let's ask the tarot some specific questions and see what information we can get, and then we'll clarify. So the first thing I'm going to ask is what you intuitively know, what your intention tells you. So you may already know what I'm talking about. And then we'll ask a little bit more about what your intuition is telling you. And then we have some other questions, but just come along for the ride. Okay. First of all, what your intuition tells you. Seven of Wands. Look at that. Integrity in the darkness, the light that you bring into the darkness. That's so very much about lighting this up. It's also a powerful card about how your will can be used. See, these are your wands. It's fire, willpower. This card is often about resistance. This particular deck redefines a Seven of Wands to be about, specifically about having integrity by shedding light in darkness, by distinguishing yourself and standing with yourself when other people, other ideas might be challenging you or something like that. Okay, so that's what your intuition tells you. My intuition tells me that there's some light that needs to be shed in darkness, and that when you do that, your inspiration will light up, and I'm really seeing these spheres here, and even this, like coming in this light. Okay. What you fear. The Chariot. Wow. This is the very physical forward momentum, things happening fast. I recently learned quite a bit about the Chariot card of Cancer. So the charioteer is leaving his hometown. So like if you're looking into your home, you're shedding light on something that has been in darkness. You may be afraid that this will mean you have to leave, or something like that. So because the Chariot is one of the cards about getting on the road. It's a very beautiful, powerful energy here with this horse, with the pentacle around the horse's neck and the moon. There's all this intuition. The Chariot is powerful animal energy, but it's also associated with softness, with femininity. It's a very gentle momentum. It's a momentum that comes from inside, from that light inside. So there's some fear that when you light this up, that something is going to happen, and you don't actually know what that is. This particular form of fear that it's taking on the table tells me that, as with any fear, like going right into it is actually can be very beautiful. I like how fears are coming out in these readings. So the Chariot, that is your fear. Your desire. Your desire is self-sovereignty, is a safe home. So that's very interesting because there's this home, there's the darkness, there's the pentacles, they're like little gems in this darkness. And this is like a nest. And in a Nine of Pentacles, it's a very solitary energy. You have provided for yourself. You look to your inner light. You have integrity. And you are sovereign of your home. So you're the leader of your life. She's often talked about as the Empress in Waiting, the Nine of Pentacles. It's often a woman holding a falcon, or traditionally in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, blindfolded. Beautiful, lovely energy. So this is your desire. It feels very safe. So if you came from an unsafe home, Aquarius, in some way, then this is about having a safe home. This is and is one that you provide for yourself. Like you're not dependent on somebody else to provide that. Okay, your challenge is a Daughter of Pentacles, a little deer under a rainbow. This is a very grounded, practical energy, earthy. It's like a kid. It's like a young energy looking at what you're doing here in some way. It's not a negative, it's lovely. But there is a challenge. So I feel like there's a challenge coming from outside of you that is young, bright. She's young. See how she's looking at you? She's looking at your nest, at your home that you've created. She's expectant. I feel like she has opinions. So this is your challenge. It can be because you're looking at your home, like there's some suggestion here of inner child work. But that, so like if you know anything about inner child work, like this beautiful rainbow inspiration comes from doing this kind of work, because what happens is we had something happen in our life, right? And it's a trauma. And then when you address that trauma, you look into it, you light up all the rooms in this dark house that you've not wanted to look at. You get to not only see what you're afraid to see, but what you've forgotten that is beautiful about your childhood or whatever this home of trauma was. Like you get the whole set of memories. You get all the rainbow stuff. And a part of what you can commonly remember when you do that is your dreams. And so this Daughter of Pentacles is looking to you, and I think you share this ideal of a safe home. So if it's you, or if it's your inner child daughter or an actual kid of yours, so like I'm going to talk about it as your inner child, but you can think of it as as a kid that, you know, your child, your daughter, your son, kiddo. You are looking to yourself to provide you a safe home, and that's a result of a reparenting healing process. You get a beautiful imagination and magic. You will be grateful if you do this work, if you reveal what you have guarded, if you shed your light on it. It's really beautiful. Your strength as you go forth. Six of Cups. Look at all those roots. It's like you're grounded in this beautiful way. I see that. I see this here. From this work comes a capacity, and this is also a card of inner child work, right? Aquarius, you have inner child work to do this. The reading is super clear. You need to look into a dark place that you've been afraid to look. You'll be glad you do it. You'll find that your roots are not all in darkness. They are full of experiences that bring you to be able to bring forward justice and beauty, inspiration into the world. It's a very lovely kind of chariot, softness. Even your fear is this chariot. This is your fear. Beautiful, powerful, and magical, and coming from the feminine. The other thing that the strength is a capacity for undefended love. You have like this super open heart. It's very beautiful. I can see, yeah, there she is. Okay. So two things underlying here. You get some control, some manipulative control energy, like a bit wound a bit tight. So that's the fear. And, you know, we all deal with how fear can cause us to be controlling. But there you are. Remember I said the Empress in her waiting? Well, here's the Empress. So this is about becoming fully your full self here. This work is quite gorgeous. Your purpose is not a career. It's not to save the world. Although if we want to think about home as our planet and having and doing this kind of protectiveness towards the planet, and looking into the darkness and bringing light to it, you can definitely see that in this reading as well. But you personally, whatever this project is of looking into the darkness of this home, you end up like with this beautiful lighting up the darkness, comfortable in it. This is a card of sovereignty, of abundance, of the planet, right? So for me, this is so much about you doing like that, all of your, whatever your purpose is, your career, your family, these other more personal things, that this look into yourself will light all of that up and inspire you and liberate you and bring you into capacities that are going to blow your mind and all of our minds. Okay, so let's clarify. So Your intuition tells you that this is your work, to light up the darkness, to have integrity. This is your purpose. So let's see here. What do we have? Healing with divine support, the star card. That is your card. This is about you, who you are. The end of a thought, system of thought, the Ten of Swords. It's time to be done with whatever that thought process was. This is, again, your suit, swords, you're comfortable in the life of the mind, but there's some kind of ending here to swords. You're a paradigm. It's a paradigm shift for you, this process of healing. And the devil. I knew that I was going to see the devil. I was like, what if the devil is somebody's purpose? So the devil work, that's addiction, codependence. So the darkness in your home, that trauma, that until you expose it to light, it will defeat you. So like there's a lot of heavy stuff here under your purpose, and you know it. This is under what you already intuitively know. You need to heal your stories, your paradigms, and you are directly confronting codependence, addiction, self-defeating thoughts. And they come from this. They come from whatever the story of this house. And the birds above those would be thoughts, right? They're coming in to me at this moment as like obsessing. There's like an obsessiveness. Okay. The Chariot. So this is your fear. Your fear. And it's Cancerian energy. We're just in Cancer. Okay, Seven of Wands. Another version of your Seven of Wands. You can see how this person is using their willpower to resist a bunch of, like a mob that has other ideas. Very physical, Chariot kind of energy. Discontent, walking away from. This is very much a spiritual journey. There are 8 cups. You need 9 to be content. So you go on a spiritual journey. And there it is, your authenticity and absolute happiness. A card of Leo. Much like the star. Different imagery, right? But they're both about wish fulfillment. This is the happiest card in the tarot. This is your fear. Okay. So you are called to a journey. It may or may not be like an actual leave taking, but you're called to it. We can see that here. The Chariot tells us there's a journey that you need to take. It's an emotional journey, and you're seeking what's missing. There's something missing. I'm seeing this as inner child work. You're afraid to leave. You're resisting this. You've been told more than one times that you need to go on this, do this work, and you're resisting it. Then we can see, like, are you afraid to be happy? Are you afraid of who you are? This is your inner child. And I've done inner child work through a program, and it's like that. It's like, oh, I was so afraid of this and I resisted this, and then it's like, oh, this part of me is so rad. I can't believe I resisted knowing this part of me. And it can sound weird and corny and everything, but it's a really a beautiful, beautiful project to get to know the parts of you that fractured off at various points of a life of surviving difficult things, and to recover those parts and heal them is very, very beautiful. And so the Chariot tells you about leaving home. The 8 of Cups tells you about leaving home. The 7 of Wands tells me that you've been resistant to this work, but then the Sun tells me that you're going to be glad you do it if you do it. Okay? And the Chariot is, traditionally in this deck, is drawn by a rider who doesn't need reins. The Chariot goes without force. It is soft power. So it's a very nurturing kind of power, leave-taking. It's interesting how we can just grab hold of something and protect something with this guardedness that prevents us from joy. And it's just comfortable. Okay, so now, what are we looking at here? Your desire, sovereignty, a safe home that you make for yourself. There she is. That's the traditional Nine of Pentacles with her falcon, hooded, beautiful. A bit repetitive here, got lots of repetition, it's just strong. There's an energy that I kind of think of as being in tension with the Nine of Pentacles. This one wants somebody to give her security. Nine of Pentacles gives herself security, but the Queen of Pentacles knows her worth. And, it's a completely healthy to want love, to want a family, to want a partner, to make this happy home. So I have this, I get mixed up about this too. Like, I want to be autonomous. It's really important to me to be independent, autonomous, and that my safety depends on me, right? I've had bad experiences where my father, who was supposed to provide me safety, was the most unsafe part of my life at times. So that caused me to be really self-sufficient. So when I look at my life and I look into my childhood and I do my inner child work, I can heal this fear that everyone is going to just give into their addiction or their undone work. It's not their bad, it's just they have to confront their devil, right? So like I become overly self-sufficient. Oh, my dog's having a dream. Cute. Now the Queen of Pentacles, she doesn't worry about that. Her problem actually could be maybe she's too dependent on others to feel safe, too needy. But they both know their worth, right? That's really healthy. Oh, that's so cute. He's a dreamy boy. Okay. So they can actually be relatives, and you can do these at the same time. It looks like you're strongly leaning towards autonomy, and so then you're being so there's an Ace of Pentacles. This is an offer of a new beginning. It's divine. You can see all the white flowers here, which make me think of undefended love, which is a part of this Six of Cups energy. They show up in that card. This is your desire. You want a new beginning. You want it to be offered to you from a divine source. I think that's good. It's very much about a new home. I see this tension in you. A little bit you desire to be autonomous, and that will cost you a relationship is your fear. And the Queen of Pentacles isn't worried about her autonomy. She wants a partner. And there's this hope that, the universe will offer this to you. I think there's a good chance. So here's your challenge, your Daughter of Pentacles. Is that your inner kid or your real kid? I always, when I say real kid, all my inner children are like, hey, we're real. That's always a thought that I bump over. Okay, there's your Four of Pentacles. There's you being controlling. Okay, this is you. This is your inner kid. It's like fear-based living. Control. Small, okay, then it takes time to temper this. You have to look at your feelings. You are here divinely supported. Temperance. So the devil and temperance, temperance with an angel, it's like kind of Christian imagery. I mean, totally Christian imagery with Archangel Michael and the devil. But these are, I think, both talking about, they're both talking about So temperance, I think of like the temperance movement. So there's something here about addiction, alcoholism, yours or somebody else's, or both. Um, so that's a challenge here. What else? Magician, you have all the tools to manifest the world you want to live in. Well, that's very good. So your challenge is in meeting this inner kid and working with them to transform your life into this beautiful home and a divinely supported home. You have to work through, you have to do emotional work, and then you have to come into your power and know, like, I don't have to settle for 4 pentacles. I'm the magician. I have the power of the magician. I have a cup, I have a wand, I have a sword, and I have a pentacle. And these tools I use to, and that's where this creative inspiration comes in, right? This capacity to create an abundant life for yourself instead of this limited lockdown 4 pentacles life. Okay, your strength, this beautiful 6 of Cups. It's a good heart. It's actually a good inner child system. There's something, it's always about your past. Let's see. So you do have a capacity to see the beauty of your past. Knight of Wands, fire, passion, quickness. Open-mindedness, here's some swords, Aquarian energy, air, open-mindedness, curiosity, a young energy. It's like an inner teenager and an inner child. And then there's your mind, 8 of Swords. And 8 of Swords is, this person feels trapped. What is trapping them? Their mind, right? We saw this here. That's your mind. That's when you're done with this. It's dead. It's over. The sun's rising on a new day. This is a feeling of being trapped in your mind. But you also know, when you look at this card, how loose the ropes are, that the swords don't confine her. She can easily slither out of those ropes and walk out of this mindset. Your inner kids are trapped inside of you, but they're also your strength. And so your job, Aquarius, is to liberate them and to heal them. And underlying energy, a few things. Yeah, things that reiterate. So there's your willpower. That's this. This, you have the power, the fire, the integrity. You have the strength. This is the card that beats the devil. You are able to take your devil, wild, violent, self-harming nature and heal it with love. And now we're having Queen of Wands, sexy as hell with her cat, but also the Queen of the Law of Attraction. Like the magician, she has a power to manifest the world, whatever you focus on, the light, the dark, the love, the resentment, whatever it is, like this will grow. And then finally, to reiterate, you have moon work to do. You need to look into your darkness. It's some feelings work. And, I'm thinking of an Aquarian in my life that watches these readings. And I would say, you want this, you want what the Queen of Pentacles wants. You're really good at doing it alone, but you want love. You want this to come like this, but there's work to be done, right? There's work to be done, processing to do, inner children to meet and heal, or whatever your recovery process looks like. You have to confront this. And to have what you want, you must heal that. So there's some thoughts. They go back to a dark house. And it's really common, although not for me because I'm a Scorpio, to be like, I don't want to look at that. But, that's why you have a Scorpio tarot reader. He says, trust me, you'll be glad you look. it will feel like this. You will fly out of there liberated. You have a better chance at what the Queen of Pentacles wants and of giving up like the defendedness, this defendedness here. You will have a chance at this. Like, this work will only benefit you. I have no doubt when I tell you that from experience. And yeah, if you have more questions about it, you can always ask me. You can contact me on my channel. And I put my email somewhere around in there. So if you want to email me about that inner child work, I prefer to talk about it off the public space, but always willing. So, Aquarius, I hope this helps you. I am cheering you on. It is a purpose that is about healing yourself, which when you're a humanitarian sign like Aquarius may feel selfish, too self-centered when you want to be in community with others, but it will give you this beautiful home and heal parts of you that are just so lovely to know, your inner kids. Okay. All right. Have a beautiful day.